Hello and welcome to NAFTA Review. I'm your host, Buddy1927. Today we are going down the Japanese line. We are actually at the Tier 7, the Type 5 Chi-Ri, which is the Type 7 medium tank in the Japanese tank line. As you can see, the way you get to it, you start off with the Tier 1, then you drop down to the medium tier, and you actually go research Cheeto and all that, and then the Chi-Ri. If you are actually doing this line, they got a new tank out. I would recommend that you buy the premium tank, the Chi no Ki, and that will help grind up your crews on the tank line as you're going down. This tank isn't a bad looking tank. I have it fully researched. The main drawback on this tank is the armor. The armor on this is the hull is 75 up front. The side is 35. And the rear hull is 35 also. So we got very weak armor on this thing. On the turret, you got 75 up front, then you got 50 on the side here, and then you actually got 50 in the rear hull, rear turret of this tank. That is the main weakness. Let's take a look, and as you can see, the frontal armor is pretty good. The side where you see green, it's not that good. The darker the green, the worse it is. As you can see, top view. So Artie would love this tank. And as you can see, the belly of this tank isn't that good. So you want to protect your lower glacis with this. Actually, you want to protect the hull total. Overall, the armor on this actually sucks, but this is actually a pretty good tank. Here's about a 30-degree angle, and you can see the armor's 81. 41 on the side here at different angles. You can see. So the idea is to protect this tank. The way I have this tank set up currently is I have the medium caliber gun rammer on it. I have vents, and I also have binocs on this gun. The reason why I have binocs on this tank is because this tank I use as a sniper. This basically the whole Japanese medium line is a sniper tank. You want to utilize it as a sniper tank. It is definitely not a brawler. It does not have the armor for the brawl against. Let's take a look at the stats on this tank here. The penetration is 155. The damage is about 130. Damage per minute does 2,241 damage per minute. And you can see the rest of this. The mobility, the accuracy on this tank is excellent. It's .328, which means where you aim is basically where you're going to hit. Aiming time is not that bad. It's 1.59. And you can see the gun elevation is at 20 degrees. The gun depression is actually at 10 degrees. That's the other good thing about this tank. It actually looks down a lot better than most of the tanks in the game. So the gun depression on this line is actually excellent. Turn speed is at 35 degrees per second. The turn transfer speed is 36. The chassis is at 34, so it actually turns a pretty good. It actually turns on dime, basically what it's doing. Currently, since I've been playing, my hit ratio on this tank has been 73.78%, which isn't bad at all. Power on this tank is 555 miles, 550 horsepowers, and you can see the rest of this. Scoutability. This is actually could be utilized as a scout in the battles. View range is good at 472. Signal is 799.8. Camouflage is 18. Camouflage factor is stationary is 18.63. Moving is 13.97. Firing is 4.6. Firing and moving is 3.45. Which, when you add camouflage skills, which is what I'm currently doing on this crew, all these numbers will actually increase as my camouflage skills. Instead of binocs or the vents, you could replace one of those two with the camouflage net. I would keep the binocs on. Maybe if you're going to be a pure sniper, maybe go with remove the vents and get a camouflage net, which will, let's see, and you can see your camouflage skills actually go up, and you're a lot less visible to the enemy. Okay, the gun on this, actually, let's go back to this. The gun, this top gun, which is what I currently have. The rate of fire is 16.93. Reload time is 8.63, which actually, with the rammer, and this is one of the auto loaders where you can actually have a rammer installed on this. My reload time is 7.58 with that added. There's 3 shells in the magazine, which is about average. Magazine rate, every 1 second. It takes 1 second after you fire for the next shell is good. So basically, you can fire 3 shells in 3 seconds. Carries 105 ammo. Actually, on this gun is is .336. Sorry. Aim time is 1.63. Elevation is 20 degrees, 10 degrees down. Transfer speed is 35. And you can see the rest, the ammo and all that. I shoot a lot of the AP rounds, which is 130 and 155, which isn't that good, but with you talking, if I penetrate and actually do damage, 155 times 3 in 3 seconds, you've done some damage. As you can see, the different types of shells there. That's one thing I do want to check real quick. Average speed on this is 42 kilometers per hour, which it's not the fastest tank out there. So you could utilize it as a scout. If you're going to utilize it as a scout, I utilize it as a stationary scout, not a roaming scout, because it does have good camouflage ratings on this. Make sure you like I do on all my tanks. Make sure you put camouflage on them. If I'm not sure about the tank and I have decided I am going to keep this tank for tier 7 medium, I will put permanent camouflage on it. But you make sure all your tanks before you go into battle have at least a 7-day or 30-day camouflage. I always put 30 days on all my tanks, and while I'm grinding through it to get to the next tier, I end up doing that, so that way I got some camouflage on the tank and I'm a little less visible. So let's see this tank in action. Here's a video clip. Okay, we are in actually a tier 7 battle on the Abbey. This is a rarity for this tank. This is one of the few games I've actually been in a tier 7 battle with it. I usually get into 8 or 9. So, like I said, this is a rarity for this tank. It's not a bad looking tank in the field. As you can see, I got my camouflage paint painted on it. Like I said, this tank is designed as a sniper, not as a brawler. And if you use this tank correctly, you can actually do a lot of damage in this tank. One thing that you can either set up and run it as a TD, as a sniper, and set up in the bushes. What I'm doing on this one, actually, I'm going down the 1-2 line on here. I'm actually going to end up taking the high road on this tank. Overall, it's not that bad of a tank for a medium line. The main thing you gotta watch out for on this is the weak armor. The way I carry about 84 AP rounds, and I carry about 21 HE rounds. So if I'm ricocheting on a tank, I switch over to my HE round and see if I can at least do some critical damage and try to penetrate and soften up that armor a little bit. As you can see, I only have 2 tanks coming with me, 2 tank destroyers coming with me as we're going down this road. I'm taking the high road. They're going to come along and do the low road. I'm just kind of waiting for them to come around the corner to see what is out there before I continue on. Okay, they're kind of caught up to me, so I know that there's no tanks waiting around the corner for me. Like I said, I'm going to continue up the high road. One of the tanks is actually going to come up with me. I got some targets there, but they're on the other side of the hill. So you gotta be a little careful with this thing. Make sure you don't come around the corner and pop up and see the tank. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I fired 3 shots in 3 seconds. 2 hits, 1 miss. And you can see out of those, I've done 248 out of those 3 shots. That's not bad for 3 seconds of damage.
Enemy armor is hit. Enemy armor is damaged.
Okay. I've had 4 shots. I've done 492 in damage. Just on 1 tank now. Okay, I got the Jackson coming with me. The AMX is going to be coming up behind, covering our rear a little bit.
Enemy is hit. Enemy armor
Okay,
is
his
destroyed.
first kill. We're up to 759 in damage with 7 shots. So, as you can see, this tank does do some damage. Okay, we're advancing here a little bit. I'm trying to use the terrain to give me some cover.
We didn't penetrate
Missed.
their armor.
I went ahead and reload so that way I know I have 3 clips, so when he pops his little head out, I can fire 3 rounds at him.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Okay.
Got him.
Okay, now we have 3 kills, and we've done 927 damage. As you can see, this. Oops, I wasn't looking where I was driving. 3 clips, 1, 2, 3, and destroyed. Now we're up to 1277 with 4 kills. We're taking 4 guns out of this game with this tank. So as you can see, this isn't a bad tank. You just got to remember to protect yourself. I'm down to 28% damage. but I've done a lot of damage overall. I've done 1277, so it's not bad. The last shot, the kill shot was 123 in damage. So overall, this tank is pretty good.
Penetration. We didn't even scratch them.
Okay, 2 shots, 2 hits, 1 ricochet. And this is an AFK tank, so it's not too bad.
Penetration.
And somebody takes my kill away from me. Now we've done 1880 damage in 17 shots. We've had 17 hits. We've done 1880 in damage. Now the suspension on this tank is actually pretty durable. As you can see going down there, I did not track myself. So the suspension on these tanks are actually a little heavy. So you can go up a little more rough terrain and do some damage here. Since we're down, our score now is 13-19. They're going for the kills. I'm just going to sit on the cap and see if we can draw out the 2 tanks that are out there. It's the SPG. They fire, they miss. And they killed the SPG, so we only got 1. So I'm just going to sit here on the cap and kind of watch what they're doing. See if I can draw that other tank out, which I think is a Hellcat. No, it's a Hetzer. I'm sorry. And they're going to take care of the Hetzer. So, as you can see, we did pretty good on this. We had the victory. With the victory, you can see I actually gained 3rd class in my mastery badge. I collected 34,494 and actually did 1,395 received in credits. Had 19 shots. I fired 22 shots, had 19 hits. Hit ratio was 86.63, so that's pretty good. And damage, assisted in 249 damage, and actually did 1,932 in damage. Take a look at the next one. And as you can see here, I actually ended up doing the top damage. I did 1,932, did 4 kills. You can see we had a pretty good team. And overall, let's take a look at the final score. Okay, you can see my statistics. Overall, I actually did more damage than what I received. I did 1,932 damage. I only received 940, so that actually helps my damage to damage received ratio, damage done to damage received ratio. I actually gained 1,000 points on that. And as you can see, this was not a bonus round. Everything I earned was pure on this tank. After repairs and damages, I received 25,114 credits. I received 1,395 experience points and 69 free experience. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, please like us on YouTube. If you'd like to leave any comments, please leave it on our YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Or if you're a NAFTA member, please leave your comments, post your comments on the NAFTA forum. If you like these video series, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have several videos that we put up. We have 2 series, which is NAFTA reviews, this one, and we also have OTC. If you subscribe to our channel, this way you can actually know when our next episodes come out in those events, or when we actually upload a video. I'd like to thank you again for watching NAFTA reviews, and save some tanks for me. Y'all have a good day.